Well, Mike, Saturday you were covering the Barnstormers over at the Clip Joint, and this is a team starting to play pretty well. 4 in a row they've won, and 5 out of 6.
They're playing especially well at the Clip Joint.
They're home. They've been doing very well at home this year.
Absolutely.
I saw them at the beginning of the year. They were struggling for offense. They had some guys get signed. Jason Perry was with the Braves, comes to the Barnstormers, now gets signed by the Tampa Rays, and they lose a pitcher, Josh Hall. They had Aaron Hurley got hurt, and Mike Woods is now back with the team, was out in college in Louisiana somewhere. This team is starting to come together as Hur's now healthy. Woods is in there, and they've got guys that have sort of filled in for losing the pitcher, Hall and Perry. Your observations of what you saw at the Clip on?
Well, one of the things that happens in the Atlantic League all the time is that they're actually trying to get players signed to affiliated teams so they can begin the road back to hopefully the major leagues, and so you're constantly losing players. And one of the things that happened was, as you outlined there, Starkey, at the beginning of this month, really, the Barnstormers were without those guys you mentioned. Really, like 4 of their 5 maybe best players that as they looked at it going into the season, and now Hur's back. Woods, who was the MVP of this league last year, is back, and they're healthy and they've got the lineup together the way they want it to be. And at the same time, a lot of other teams in the Atlantic League last week, there was kind of a rash of guys who got signed by affiliated teams. Some of the teams in the Atlantic League are losing their best players at the same time that the Barnstormers are kind of getting it together and solidifying their lineup. And maybe that's a partial explanation for why things are starting to go pretty well.
The perfect storm right there.
There you go.
What's going on with her? It was something with his wrist was bothering him?
Yeah, he told me on Saturday night that he had a hand injury, some kind of a hand-finger thing. I thought it was a wrist too, but it wasn't. It was stretched ligaments. It turned out to be. Really, he thinks it happened right around the end of spring training. Played with it for a while, and then it wouldn't work, and they finally got a doctor to look at it. He had lost a lot of strength, so he just sat and didn't play for like a week and a half, couple weeks, and now he's back. The strength is back. He said it took him a while to get it in his head that it's okay to hit with this soreness and this pain that he was having. So now he's starting to hit, starting to drive in runs. He's a middle of the order guy with AAA experience, kind of on the verge of being a major leaguer, and obviously hoping to get back there. So he is a guy who's going to be in the middle of a lineup, and a hometown boy, of course.
Yeah.
That's part of the story. So he's back. Woods is back. And actually, the Barnstormers have pitched pretty well all year. I mean, their pitching has been more than good enough to win in that league, which is a very offense-oriented league.
So what you're saying is this is the team that's playing pretty well right now.
They're playing pretty well, and with a chance to maybe build on it and continue on.